Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, Reykjavik feels the heat. First though, 10 nasty high school students are rightfully going viral after spelling out a homophobic insult with their t-shirts. Happened at Redwood High in California after a wider group of seniors posed for a class photo, creating the phrase "Class of 2026, always legit" with their tops. But then these bigots spelled out something with the F slur that rhymes with maggot, we think because they'd just seen two younger boys at the school holding hands. This Redwood High student's been speaking anonymously to ABC 30 Action News.
A lot of people at school, including the senior class, are really upset doing that in front of a whole gym of 500 seniors. They are widely known in school. They are supposed to be leading by example, and people are just really mad.
Education officials there say these knuckle-draggers could be suspended or expelled. Good.
Pride Daily.
The UK's High Court's ruled transgender women can legally use female toilets and changing rooms provided by public services. Judges say equality law doesn't require the likes of shops and leisure centres to exclude trans people from facilities matching their gender identity. They've made a legal distinction when it comes to workplaces though, so they're treated differently, but employers are fine to have gender-neutral or single-occupancy toilets.
Pride Daily.
And Reykjavik could be getting its first gay sauna. A survey's been launched by an entrepreneur who's trying to raise funding for the project in the Icelandic capital to see what demand might be like. Yevgenis Klichov says gay saunas can bring people together and you can start a conversation with a stranger that might turn into something more. Yeah, boy. Just not on the premises. That's against the law in Iceland. Put it away. No time to tell you that a massive mural bigging up LGBTQ+ inclusivity has been unveiled in Cape Town, South Africa, as part of the Pride Festival there. And in Australia, $20,000 has been raised for the Switchboard Queer Support Service by Melbourne's leather community.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, a big turnout in Tasmania. First though, a man accused of leading a gang using Grindr to ambush gay men has been arrested in Spain. Comes off the back of a number of attacks in Almeria, which have seen victims beaten and robbed after being tricked into fake meetups. It's claimed one incident saw a man knocked to the ground and kicked by four suspects in balaclavas, one allegedly biting the victim's hand to steal his mobile phone. This kind of thing's happening all over the place, including to Brian in Florida.
We just really hung out, chatted a little bit. I was getting kind of bored. He's just staring at his phone. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he'll leave soon. And then I saw him lean over. I thought, okay, maybe he's getting his bag. He's going to go.
The fake Grindr date then pulls out a gun and orders Brian into the bedroom.
I was on the floor with my hands and knees kind of tied up to these bedposts. I mean, my leg was up there. I couldn't even move.
Thanks to WFLA News. The attacks in Spain have seen a 20-year-old man arrested. He's being held in prison, charged with robbery and hate crimes.
Pride Daily.
Next, a bisexual football referee's been beaten up again outside his home in Germany. Two people have attacked Pascal Kaiser just days after the first incident a week and a bit ago, so the police protection he's been given is clearly top-notch. He's been targeted since getting engaged to his boyfriend on the pitch, a game between Cologne and Wolfsburg in front of 50,000 cheering fans. There have been threats online and his address has been leaked. All in, police are looking for 5 closet cases who weren't loved enough as children.
Pride Daily.
And an attempt to create the world's biggest transgender flags taking place in Australia. Advocacy group Trans Justice behind this, raising money for efforts to fight restrictions on gender-affirming care in Queensland. They're aiming to make a flag 40 metres by 20, hopefully in time to be shown off on March 31st, Transgender Day of Visibility. No time to tell you that the European Parliament's backed full recognition of transgender women as women in a non-binding vote. This sets out one of the EU's priorities ahead of a United Nations meeting next month on the status of women. LGBTQ plus hate crimes are becoming an aggravated offence in England and Wales, which basically means the punishments can be a lot worse. And about 1,500 people have turned out for Pride in Tasmania, thought to be a record. The first event in the Australian island state was 32 years ago and attracted just 50 people.
Queer Family Podcast.
If you've ever felt like your family didn't fit the traditional mold, this show is for you. I'm Jamie, host of the Queer Family Podcast. And every week we highlight LGBTQIA plus families and the beautiful, unique ways we build and show up for our families in a world that wasn't designed for us. We celebrate, highlight, uplift, and normalize queer families because our stories deserve center stage. New episodes every Monday. Listen wherever you get your pods.
Love is love on the Queer Family Podcast. Love is love.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, the gayest names. First though, Paloma Faith has caused outrage and indeed fury, depending on which right-wing news outlet you ask, for daring to suggest gender reveal culture is a bit of a nonsense. Paloma, why'd you do it? The pregnant singers posted a video mocking the fixation of some prospective parents on this kind of thing.
Is it going to be a boy or is it going to be a girl? I want all of you to know. Oh, come on, does it really matter? It's 2026. It'll be whatever it wants to be when it's old enough to decide its own identity, for God's sake!
Paloma's a long-term advocate for trans rights. The 44-year-old said previously she doesn't believe in gender-specific play for her children and just wants them to embrace who they are.
Pride Daily.
Next, Italian content creator Joe Della Torre's been left with a busted lip, a cut over one of his eyes, and a chipped tooth in a homophobic attack. The TikTok and OnlyFans star says he was targeted by a gang of young people whilst out filming a video, one calling him the gay guy who takes it in the ass on the internet. Joe reckons he will bounce back from this, but worries what the psychological impact might have been if someone younger and less resilient was attacked.
Pride Daily.
And a bit of nonsense to end with. The gay influencer who's taken it upon himself to designate the top 3 gayest names. Not sure what criteria Hunter Cassidy's using, but whatever. Kicking off with number 3.
We have Michael. Specifically Michael. Not Mike, not Mikey. Mike and Mikey are straight. If he goes by Michael, he's gay.
And then, let's see who's in the number 2 slot.
The Jays. This is Jason and Jacob. Same person. Both more often than not gay. They're both garbage. Don't date either of them.
So, time to reveal who's on top.
Obviously, Matthew. Also Matt, also Maddie. Doesn't matter what variation of that name he uses, he is 100% gay, 100% of the time. Oh, no, I know a straight No, you don't. You know a closeted one. I don't care if your dad is named Matthew. Been married to your mom for 40 years. Your mom's a beard.
The video's got more than 105,000 likes. Gay actor Matt Bomer's replied, "How dare you?"
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, top of the flops. First though, on this International Day Against LGBTQ plus phobia in sport, there's a new short film about the damage this prejudice can cause. Play On's written and performed by the poet and artist Mindset, who was amazing, about being a gay football fan. It tracks how his early love of watching and taking part in the game was dented by hearing homophobia.
In my teens, I started to feel a bit different, and something wasn't quite the same. Suddenly those insults on the pitch felt personal, and I had this overwhelming sense of shame. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I probably thought it was just a phase. But it wasn't long before I hung up my boots for a bit, because my love of the game had changed.
Mindset later discovers LGBTQ plus football, which brings him back to the sport, but
outside of that space, the love is still unrequited, and I just don't know where I fit. The homophobia is more than prevalent, the abuse and the insults still exist. And I have to hide who I am in football environments more often than I care to admit. I'd never dare hold hands at a match, and I'm always conscious of where it's safe to sit.
You can find the full film on the Kick It Out YouTube channel. It's part of Football v Homophobia's month of action. Today's their Wear It Black and Pink Day, raising awareness of discrimination in the game.
Pride Daily.
To Ghana next, where anti-LGBTQ plus legislation's been brought back to Parliament in the West African country for a second time. The Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill would essentially make it illegal to be anything other than straight, could see LGBTQ plus people jailed for up to 3 years, plus there'd be punishments for not reporting someone queer to authorities.
Pride Daily.
And the exclusion of gay men from a clinical study on erectile dysfunction in the Netherlands has been ruled unlawful. An advert from a research organisation advertised for men who've been in stable heterosexual relationships of at least 6 months. CTC Netherlands couldn't justify this, and the Institute for Human Rights has issued a stiff rebuke, calling it direct discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, is Shia LaBeouf homophobic? First though, anti-LGBTQ plus influencers are going to be investigated by Parliament in Victoria in Australia. Comes off the back of a number of assaults on queer men in Melbourne who've been tricked by fake dating app profiles. Most of the alleged offenders are teenage boys. The inquiry will look at how they're being corrupted by bigoted alpha male content and what could be done to stop it. The Green Party there is behind the push to examine this issue.
We've secured an inquiry into the hate and violence that's been targeted at our LGBTQIA+ community.
Far-right ideology and lies about queer people are spreading online, and we have to tackle it head-on.
We've got to call out these so-called influencers who are spreading them.
As regular listeners will know, dating apps are being used across the world to entrap and attack queer men. The Green Party reckons there's a manosphere, as they put it, of anti-LGBTQ plus influencers grooming and radicalising young men online.
Pride Daily.
Next, the offices of an LGBTQ plus organisation in France have been vandalised with neo-Nazi graffiti. Les Fils is based in Maubeuge in the north of the country, and the attack's similar to that in a queer centre in Lille a few days earlier. In both incidents, a Celtic cross was spray-painted. This symbol's been hijacked by the far right.
Pride Daily.
And this claims Shia LaBeouf was using homophobic insults when he was arrested earlier this week. The actor, picked up by police at a bar in New Orleans, accused of assaulting 2 men, one who identifies as queer, another who dresses in drag, means battery charges against him could be upgraded to include a hate crime for allegedly using the F slur that rhymes with maggot. No time to tell you that. In Sydney, you've got Opera Up Late tomorrow, basically queering up some of the classics. And staying in Australia, Melbourne Pride runs on Sunday, and the best thing about it, you can just walk if you'd rather. Perfect. If you tell your friends about Pride Daily, they'll like you even more. That's your lot. I'll see you next week.